ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶಾಯ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಸರಸ್ವತ್ಯೈ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಸಮಸ್ತಜನಕಲ್ಯಾಣೇ ನಿರತಂ ಕರುಣಾಮಯಂ ನಮಾಮಿ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಂ ದೇವಂ ಸದ್ಗುರುಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಿದ್ವರಂ ಸದ್ಗುರುಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಿದ್ವರಂ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ಶ್ರೀರಮಣಾಯ. Hari Om. So in the 5th chapter, it's called Hrudaya Vidya. Hrudaya Vidya. So yesterday we saw that what is Hrudayam? Heart is located in the physical body. That was seen. So here, what is the first of all, what is Hrudayam is told in 2nd and 3rd verses. So 2nd verse says, Nirgachanti yatah sarva vrittayo dehi dharinam Hrudayam tat samakhyatam bhavana akruti varnanam. Akruti varnanam bhavana eva. So, the beautiful commentary says, again we will see this verse so that the continuity of thought will be there. Yataha yasmad dehadharinam shariranam sarvaha niklaha vrittayaha manovrittayaha nirgachanti tathrudayam samakhyatam uktam. Earlier it was said that the Sarva nikala vrittaya manovrittaya nirgachanti yataha, that from where all the thoughts emerge in our body, in ourselves, is called as Hrudayam. Akruti varnanam Hrudayasya, that is Akruti kathanam bhavana, meaning manasi vrittihi. Akruti was mentioned in Yoga Shastras, that there is a heart, and then it is in the Nivara Sokavattanvi, and there is a light form, yellowish, all those description of the heart which was given. Sarvavrutti janmasthanam Hrudayam iti ukte sarvavrutti upasamharahapi tatra eva iti vivaksha. What is to be understood is that if Hrudayam is that from which all thoughts emerge, that means Hrudayam alone, it becomes the place or origin in which all the thoughts merge back, roll back in the heart. So the source from which all the thoughts emerge, so that becomes the point of absorption of all thoughts. So from heart only all thoughts emerged. So where should all the thoughts merge? In the heart only. So the source from which the thoughts emerge, into that source only all the thoughts should dissolve. So, tatha sati, if that is the case, Hrudaya pundarikam, Hrudaya guha sushiram, sukshmam, nivara shokavattanvi, pita bhasvatyanopama, ityadi akara varnanasya bhavana gamyataya akruti varnanasya bhavanatmaka upasti upayogitvam bodhyam. Now, then if that is the case, the heart which is described in Narayana Upanishad, Mahanarayana Upanishad, Narayana Upanishad or Narayana, the Mantrapushpam also we chant, that where Narayana Upanishad, where the Narayana Stotram and all, the mention that it's a heart is there. In that Sukshma is Paramatma is seated there. and he is Ishvaraha, etc., etc. That that yellowish, that Jyotish Swarup actually, it's all shining with the Sukshmam, etc., is only meant for Upasana. It is not the real heart from where all the thoughts emerge. That is not the real heart. It is only for Upasti Bodhyatvam. Bodhyam. So, natu bhavana moolanveshana rupaha upasti upayogitvam iti. Now, this upasana or meditating on the heart as mentioned in this Yoga Shastras, Nivara Shokavattan Vipita Bham Satchaduktasya Asikaya Madhye Paramatma Vasita, all those things is actually, that doesn't help. Bhavana Moola Anveshana Rupa Upasti Upayogitvam Na iti. So this kind of upasana doesn't help us in finding out the source of the thoughts. Ultimately, they don't help you. We have to discover the source of the thoughts. This upasana is not that beneficial. So, Hridaya Lakshana Upayogitvam Natu Bhavana Moolanveshana Arupa Upasti Upayogitvam iti Hridaya Lakshana Katana Avasare Akruti Varnam Bhavanatmakam iti Abhipretya Aha. It is only Bhavanatmakam. Akruti Varnanam is only a Bhavana. There is actually, Hridayam has no Akruti, the real source. What is Hridayam? The source of emergence of all thoughts. So there it is no question of Akruti. Bhavanaya uparatehe eva Hridayam jnatum shakyate iti ashayaha. So beautiful thing is that so this kind of upasana, it is not helping us in seeking the origin of the thoughts. So therefore, bhavanayaha uparatehe eva. Uparate means withdrawal. Where is Hridayam? When all the bhavanas, thoughts are completely ceased, and that is called Hridayam jnatum shakyate iti ashayaha. Hridayam can be known only when all the thoughts are completely ceased, including the I thought. Then only Hridayam can be known. So, bhavana, as long as bhavanas are there, notions are there, that is not Hridayam at all. Therefore, yadyapi sharire Hridayasya sthanam atyantam sukshmamasti eva, even though there is a point, there is a space, location pointed out in the heart where it is so subtle, sukshmam, very, very, very sukshmam it is. It is sukshmataram than even the nanoparticle. So far, nanoparticle tak we have reached. Atom, subatomic particles, quarks, subquarks, and then we further went into nanoparticles. So, nanoparticle itself is very huge compared to that small, subtle point, dot. So, that actually, even Edyapi, although Sharire Hridayasya sthanam atyantam sukshmasti eva, there is a location, definitely, there is a location. That location we will see later on. There is a location where you can feel it, you can recognize the Hridayam. What is Hridayam? We will see later on again. So we can feel that Hridayam, this location is there. But it is not a sthula location. It is actually, as we understand, tathapi tad urti upasamharena eva grahitum shakyate. Even though there is a point of recognizing the presence of the heart in the form of a throbbing, right? Aham spuranam. But this can be known only when all the thoughts are completely ceased. When all thoughts are completely ceased, including the so-called ego, the meditator, also should not exist. Therefore, grahitum shakyate na anyatha iti vritti upasamhara prakaram aha. Therefore, there is no other way to find out the heart other than complete cessation of the thoughts. Having said this, now, what is the method of cessation of activities? Now, what is the prakaram? Vritti upasamhara prakaram. Vritti upasamhara prakaram aha. So, therefore, how to know vritti upasamharam? Then, okay. How to dissolve all the thoughts? For which we must know what is the heart, first of all. How the heart is described. So, now, see, so far what is said, there is a heart in the body from where all thoughts emerge. But where is the heart will be told later on. That is not told now. In 6th verse it will come. Now, upasamhara prakaram aha. Now, how do we withdraw all these thoughts now? Method of cessation of all kinds of thoughts. That is said in 3rd verse. Says, aham vrittis samastanam vrittinam moolam nirgacchati yatoham dihi hridayam tatsamasataha aham vrittis samastanam vrittinam moolam nirgacchati yatoham dihi hridayam tatsamasataha. Now, what is that? Earlier it was said in the introduction we saw that what is this aham? First of all, there is aham vritti. Aham vritti. Aham vritti. It's a thought, ego. Oh. So that vritti, without that vritti, no other thoughts can be possible. So all the thoughts are born out of aham vritti. Every thought is there dancing upon the aham vritti. The source is aham vritti, emerged from aham vritti. So, therefore, he says, samastanam vrittinam aham vrittihi moolam uchyate. First of all, of all the thoughts, where are they emerging from? You see, we don't have to categorize the thoughts. We have already crossed all those states. Where we means those who have reached the path of Ramana Maharshi. So thoughts are not bothering them now. Ugly thought, beautiful thought, this thought, that thought. They are not bothering the student of Ramana Maharshi. The content of the thought, the prabhava of the thought. So they are gone beyond the influence of the thought. In the sense, thoughts emerge. But they are no more influenced, dragged by the cesspool of the thoughts, the flow of thoughts. They are not dragged into that muddy flow of thoughts. Thoughts emerge. Thoughts are rising. So, but they are capable enough now because the thought intensity, quantity, quality improved, quantity reduced, direction also is changed. So they have become like a calm, quiet, serene thoughts after a lot of practice. So now they have reached a stage wherein they are able to understand that all the thoughts are emerging from the I thought. So otherwise, what happens in the gust of thoughts, this fact we don't remember. I become the thought. Bhagavan Patanjali Maharshi says, Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra. Very beautiful thing. Atha Yoganushasanam Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Tada Drastuhu Swarupe Avasthanam. Otherwise, Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra. 4th, Chatusutri of Yoga Sutras. So, that is our problem. But here the seeker is able to understand the I thought is the base from which all thoughts are emerging. So, yataha ahamdihi nirgacchati tat samasataha hrudayam iti yojana. In brief, now what is hrudayam? That from which this ahamdhi, ahamvritti is born, emerged. So all the thoughts are born from I thought. Now the question is, where is the I thought born from? So the source of I thought is samasataha. In brief, it is understood as heart. Okay. But it is heart means the source of all I thoughts. Okay. Now, anantanam vritti visheshanam yat ekam vritti samanyam ashrayattvena moola bhutatvena cha avasthitam tadeva aham vritti rupam iti grahyam. We already said there are infinite thoughts are rising. Anantanam vritti visheshanam. Vritti visheshanam, every vritti is separate from other thought. Thought of pot is different from thought of cloth. Thought of rasagulla different from thought of samosa. Vritti visheshanam. Anantanam vritti visheshanam. In that, vritti samanyam is there. The common thought, underlying common thought of all the varieties of thoughts. Where are these resting? They are all resting on I thought. Therefore, anantanam yad ekam vritti samanyam ashrayatvena moola bhutatvena cha avasthitam tadeva aham vritti rupam iti grahyam. It is to be understood that the on which all other thoughts play. The common thought behind every thought is I thought. So without I, there is no other, idam thought is not possible. There is no other thought is possible. So behind every thought, I thought is the common. This is grahyam. Ayam ashayaha. Manushyoham, brahmanoham, kanoham, bhadiroham, shukloham, tishtami, gacchami, devadattoham, yajnadattoham, ityadau, manushyattvadi vishishtoham, kanatvadi vishishtaha, शुक्लत्वादि विशिष्टः स्थितिगति क्रियात्वादि विशिष्टः क्रियावत्वादि विशिष्टः अहमस्मीति प्रत्यय सामान्यस्य प्रसिद्धेः जाति क्रिय गुण द्रव्यात्मक चित्तवृत्ति विशेषाणां सर्वेषां च सतां अहंदी मूला एव सिद्धा. Now, when you say I am what you call manusyoham, I am a man or I am a human being, I am brahmana, I am what you call blind, I am deaf, I am white, I am now seated, I am going, I am devadatta, I am yajnadatta, ityadi manushyatvad vishishtoham. This is all vishishta, the varieties of human beings. I am brahmana, qualified. Human beings are qualified. Vishishtaha. Vishishta means qualified. Qualified by what? Qualified by a thought. Thought as what? I am Brahmana. Vishishta, one human being says, so Vishishtaha, he is qualified by a thought. He is a Brahmana. He is a blind. The Manushas are qualified like that. Vishishtoham. Vishishtaha. Ahamasmiti shuklatvad vishishtaha. Stitigati. And then similarly, what do you call? Sarveshatam. Yati kriya guna atmaka. Chittavrutti visheshanam sarvesham satta aham dihi moola eva. So now, for all these things, aham vritti, similarly jati, kriya, guna, vishesha, kriya, sambandha, all this sattam aham dihi moola eva siddha. Therefore, without me, so I am Brahman. What is the common thought? I am blind, I am rich, I am poor. So all the thoughts, the richness, poorness, these vishishta, special qualities are all resting on I thought. So this I thought is a moolam, iti prasiddha. Yevam sarvatra samanya bhutam aham vritti varjayitva na kopi vritti vishesha pravartate. So if sarvatra samanyam, meaning in all the thoughts that rise in the mind, the common thought is I thought. Devoid of that I thought, there is no other vritti possible. Okay? Tam tasmat sarva vritti nirgamasthanam iti apatataha purvaslokena uktva idanim sarva vritti moola aham diyaha nirgamasthanam hrudayam iti sangrahena katitam. Having said in the previous sloka that the aham vritti is the source of all the thoughts, that arise in us. Now it is said the heart is the source of the very I thought itself. Okay. Now, Hridaya avagatehe sakshat sadhanam ahamdi moolanveshanam gamyatvena hridaya lakshane nivishtam. Now, very important thing is that, what is that Hridaya avagatehe? When you say Hridayam, understood, Hridayam avagatehe, in that understanding the meaning of the heart, it is sakshat sadhanam ahamdi moolanveshanam. How do we understand the heart? The direct sakshat sadhana to know the Hridayam is vichara of aham moola vicharana. There is no other way. Directly to know what is this thought, ahamdi alone is the, what you call, vichara, it has to be said. So therefore it is said, ahamdi sakshat ahamdi moolanveshanam. So inquiry into the origin of all the I thought is the only way, the direct sadhana for tracking down the heart. There is no other way. So keeping the I thought alive, generating more thoughts, they are all bhavanas. So not even at the I thought, we are only floating in the thoughts which are emerged from the I thought. So I am not even understanding the I thought is the common. Wahan pe bhi chhod diya. Hridayam is a source of I thought. I am far away from it. I mean, technically speaking, figuratively speaking. Okay. Now, where are we actually? Not even I thought. We are only identified with the thoughts of various kinds that emerge in the mind. That is our condition. Therefore, Hridaya avagatehe. So therefore, what is the direct knowing is possible only by tracking down the source of I thought. So therefore, Hridaya avagatehe sakshat sadhanam, in recognizing the heart, the direct sadhana is aham dhihi moolanveshanam gamyatvena hridaya lakshane nivishtam. Therefore, that is the mentioned as heart as the source of all, the source of I thought. So that discovering, anveshana, searching the source of I thought is the only way to know the heart. Therefore, it is very clearly said, tasma akruti varnana janya vritti visheshena nasyat sakshat avagatihi iti na iti cha palitam. Iti cha palitam. Now, what is the fruit and what is the ultimate result? It is to be understood by meditating on akruti varnana janya vritti visheshena. A special thought is produced by meditating on the akriti of the heart, such as a concept, a color. This is all akriti varnana janya vritti visheshena sakshat avagatihi nasyat. You cannot recognize the heart by meditating upon a bhavana of the heart in terms of shape, size, color, etc. So, tasmat tasya dakshinatah dhame ityadina vakshamane api hridayasya sthane naiva sukshma vastu darshana sadhanena adunika yantra sahayena druggocharam bhavati iti jneyam. Therefore, here in future it will be told after 3-4 slokas, even though it will be mentioned that the heart is not on the left side, this hridayam, the source of all the thoughts, that is I thought, and the source of I thought is hridayam, even though it will be mentioned later on that it is on the right side, that heart sukshma vastu darshana sadhanena adunika yantra sahayena druggocharam na bhavati iti jneyam. It is to be understood, even though the heart, the source, the location of the heart is said as right side, but none of the modern instruments or machines which are capable of perhaps grasping any subtle things are not capable in locating or experiencing or seeing the heart, even though it is said it is located in the right side. It cannot be noticed by any of the missions. Modern missions, it is not possible to see. Why? It is extremely subtle, and it is what it is heart, we'll see, more clarity will come later on. Therefore, anubhavaika vedyatvat. It is only known only by experience. This is heart. That is only known. No other yantra, tantra, no other machine, yantra, tantra, mantra, nothing can take you. Because mantra is also a thought. Yantra is only physical thing. Tantra is a process. Whatever you, because it is also involvement of thoughts. So there is no other way to know the heart. Heart can be known. Anubhavaika vedyam. It is vedyatvad. It is only recognized only on account of direct experience. Hrudayasya prapti upaya vyanjakam lakshanam pratipaditam iti alam. Therefore, it is enough to say that the definition of the heart has been declared, meaning the means of its attainment is only direct experience. There is no other means of attainment. If you keep the thought as a means to know the heart, it cannot be known. That is the conclusion. So Puja Gurudev gives one example, may help you in understanding a bit of it. So, now see, I must have said this example in some other talks. There is a torchlight. In the night, somebody is using a torchlight. The torchlight is very powerful. The beam of that light is so powerful. So the man who is using the torchlight is inspired to know the cells from which company has made, so that I can remember this. But it is pitch dark. So to know, to read the cell company, what he should do? He has no other light available. Only one light is available. So he wanted to see the cell company, cell quality, etc. under the same light. But cells are inside that torch. The moment he loosened, the light is off. Means what? The torchlight is possible to know everything else, but that light is not useful in knowing the very source of it. So thought can never know objectively, but there is a mechanism. Again, contradiction is what? Not contradiction, is what? Thought can never know the Paramatma, number one. But thought alone can know the Paramatma, number two. Upanishad speaks about it, language. Somewhere it says, mind is not aprapya manasasaha, yato vacho nivartante, aprapya manasasaha. Where the mind has cannot reach, mind came back, speech came back, returned. When I sent the mind and speech to know the Brahman, they returned saying that we cannot reach there. But Upanishad says, manasa eva idam aptavyam. Again Upanishad says, through mind alone this has to be gained. One Upanishad says, mind is not possible. Other Upanishad says, through mind. That's why Brahma Sutras, that's why after above Brahma Sutras also, there are so many, Vartikas are there, Vartikaras. Above that also there are other Granthas are there. I don't want to name them here. So all those Granthas, if you study, we will be able to reconcile the seemingly apparent contradictions in the Upanishadic statements. How to resolve them. So therefore, which mind is available? The mind is a thought. So manasa eva idam aptavyam, alone, through mind, because mind alone is the instrument to know everything for us. And vritti is necessary for knowledge. At the same time, so impure mind, agitated mind, outwardly turned mind cannot know the truth. Pure mind, unagitated mind, restful mind, calm mind, peaceful mind, absolutely concentrated mind, introverted mind, inward mind, the thought is capable of knowing Brahman as what? Vritti rupena. Especially we say Akanda Brahma Akara Vritti. But Vritti aspect, after showing that Brahman, there afterwards the Vritti is not required. Vritti will go away. Vritti's purpose is to stand you before the Brahman, show you, but after next second the Vritti aspect will dissolve, and then there is experience without experiencer. That is Hrudayam. So this Vritti is not required. Therefore it is said that why it is required then, that Hrudayam is only by experience, because thought cannot know. But thought alone is, because we have only medium of thought. So through that Bhagavan Ramana says, in the Atma Vichara, the thought, which is first of all, Analamba Aham Mola Vichara. There is no support. So first I take support. Thought becomes so subtle, it becomes like sharpened slowly, like a rod is there in the like pencil. You saw in the front portion of pencil where it's writing becomes so sharp. Like that the thought becomes so sharp and dissolves in the self. And then we have seen already that how the thought comes, knows the Brahman. This one Bhagavan said, the thought itself becomes ultimately the subtle thought, where it is actually not a thought, yet we can call it as a thought. At some point it merges and becomes itself the self. That we saw. But there is no other way. There is no language only we are using. Therefore, this is what you call this explanation, that the aham vritti, the source of aham vritti is Hrudayam, is only an indicative definition and not a descriptive definition. An indicated, because heart, the source of I. More about it we will see later on. So, the source of I is the I thought, the heart. Source of I thought is the heart. So the location is pointed out for contemplation only. But actually when you understand, more examples I'll give you later on. So when I reach that point, understanding that it is only an indicative definition, not a descriptive definition. That heart, indicated, that from where I thought emerges is the heart. How to know? Only by experience. How? Niralamba aham moola vicharana. Meaning, you are not generating more and more thoughts of Tattvamasi, aham brahmasmi, I am Atma Brahma, all bhavana eva, I am that, that is me, I am that, I am all is me, Brahman is me, all the thoughts only Bhagavan Ramana said. These are all thoughts only. There are no use, he said. Then for whom it is required? For those who are extremely identified with the body. In Saddarshanam it is said already, Vapuhu Atma Bhave, one who had extreme identification with the body, first to shift his attention from the body, these thoughts are given. But they are all thoughts only. To shift the attention from the physical body, this is helpful. But that is not absolutely helpful. So I shift my focus from physical body. I entertain thoughts, aham brahmasmi, soham, soham. Actually what is happening? I am not silencing the thoughts, I am only generating thoughts. These are necessary only for the first step, to shift my attention from the physical body. Once I move my attention from the physical body, these thoughts are to be silenced, and I must go and get into the indicative definitions, not the descriptive definitions. That comes only by regular meditation, that too in the presence of a master, that too in the very after purifying, after fulfilling our certain karmas and the vasanas are exhausted, vasanas are no more binding us, then only the mind naturally settles, sahajatvena, sahaja bhavena. Therefore, this is an indication. Right? Then one question is asked. This is, I will not go into in depth, but I will just tell you, because in depth it will take a lot of time. Then we have to enter into certain shastras also. So this, we will not go into all those things, but one question is asked. What is the question? In the fourth verse, Urdayasya yadisthanam bhave chakramanahatam Mooladharam samarabhya yogasyopakramah kutaha Urdayasya yadisthanam bhave chakramanahatam Mooladharam samarabhya yogasyopakramah kutaha. No question is asked. Sir, one question. Now, is that in Yoga Shastras, if Bhagavan says, Urdayasya edisthanam bhave chakram anahatam. Now, directly is asking, sir, understood. You mentioned the heart. But heart means what in Yoga Shastras? It is called anahata chakram. Okay. Yoga paribhasha. Yoga is anahata chakram. If heart is in anahata chakra is called as heart. And anahata chakra from the heart, in the heart only we have to find out the Brahman. Then why sadhana in Yoga Shastra started from Mooladhara chakra? Why should we start from Mooladhara? That is a question. First of all, the entire question will be trashed by Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. What is that now? We will see. Hrudayasya purvokta lakshana lakshitasya ahamdhi moolaswarupasya anahatam chakram etadakyam yogibihi uktanam shannam chakranam madhye mooladharad arabhya chaturtham chakram sthanam bhaved yadi mooladharam chakra pathasyat imam mooladharakyam chakram arabhya yogasya kutaha kasmat hetoho upakramah prarambhe bhaved iti sheshaha. First of all, the question is asked. For question we will see, then we will see the answer. He said what? Purvokta lakshana lakshitasya ahamdhi moolaswarupasya ana. Now, you said, first of all, the question took it granted. Hrudaya means anahatam. First of all, that proposal is wrong. He took it granted. Yoga Shastra में इसको हृदय को अनाहत चक्र बोलते हैं. So you propose something. That's how we ask questions also. We propose something, we confirm something to our own mind, then ask a question to Guru, thinking that we are intelligent. The very fundamental proposition of what you propounded, based on which you asked a question, that itself is wrong. Think. Therefore, here he asked Shannam Chakrana Madhye Mooladhara Arab Chaturtham Chakram Sthan. The fourth chakra from Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya, and Sahasrara chakras. And Shat Chakra Bhedanam also was mentioned in Shastras, the Tantra Shastras, Shat Chakra Bhedanam Vidya, all those things, Yoga Vidya, Yoga. So, that is one marga. We are not, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi is not talking about that marga at all. But this question is asked. Bhaved yadi, Mooladharam chakra. See, if Anahat chakram is heart, which is the fourth from Mooladhara, where the self is required and that is the source of I thought, then why should we begin sadhana from Mooladhara chakra? All that. Chakram arabhya yogasya kutaha kasmat etoh upakrama prarambo bhavati. Anahata chakram hrudayam na bhavati iti vivikshaya ayam prashna kutaha. First of all, anahata chakram is not the heart. Then where is the question of the question itself is wrong then. First of all, anahata chakram is, so question, anahata chakram cannot be the heart. Yoga, Bhagavan says. So, question is asked, thinking that anahata chakram hrudayam na bhavati iti vivaksha ayam prashna kutaha. Tatra eva yogasya upakramah syat yatra eva yoga sadhanam parisamapyate. Very important. That where the yoga sadhana, tatrava yogasya upakrama, we have to start yoga abhyasa there, from where the yoga sadhana itself will conclude. So where the yoga sadhana parisamapyate finishes, there only you have to start yoga abhyasa. Meaning what? Yoga sadhana will end only in discovering the heart. Okay. So sadhana has to start from Anaha Chakra only. Because if Anaha Chakra only is the heart, so that is a bit started. So from where it is to be. So therefore, now, the questioner thinking that Anaha Chakra is the heart, and therefore Anaha Chakra, you should meditate and the source, and etc. etc. Now, he says, Anahata Chakram Hrudayam na bhavati iti vivaksha ayam prashna kutaha tatra eva yogasya upakramah syad yatra eva yoga sadhanam parisamapyate ahamdhi moolasthanam Hrudayam iti uktatvat ahankriti moolanveshanam eva yogasya upakramo bhavati. Now, the practice of yoga should begin. Where? Because ahamdhi moolasthana hrudayam iti uktatvat. It is said the hrudayam is the source of I thought. Therefore, anveshanam, the yoga begins where? There only. Where? When it is said that heart is the source of I thought, so start the inquiry or practice of yoga from there only. From there only you start. Yogasya upakrama bhavati. Aham vritti vilayanat aham spurtehe udayascha yoga sadhanasya parisamaptihi rupa siddhischa bhavati. Aham vritti vilayanat aham spurtehe udayascha. Now, yoga sadhana and yoga siddhi. See, very good, important. Evam sadhanasya siddhescha ekameva sthanam bhavati. So the sadhana and siddhi, the place of sadhana and the place of siddhi is one. What is place of sadhana? Source of I thought. What is the end of sadhana? Source of I thought. Both are same. Sadhana is what? Enquire the source of I thought. And what is the siddhi? Source of I thought. When you reach source of I thought, that is siddhi. So therefore, sadhana and siddhi both belong to same place. That is Hrudayanveshana. Hrudayanveshana alone is the source of the sadhana. Why? The thought emerges from Hrudayam. So where should I inquire? I am inquiring Hrudayam. So inquire the source of I. So siddhi and sadhana both are belonging to same location. कहाँ लेके देखे ये भक्ति योगा कर्म थॉट ये सब बहुत दूर की बात है. Therefore, ahamdhi moolasthānam hrudayamiti ukttatvat ahankriti moolanveshanam eva yogasya upakramo bhavati. Therefore, yogasya upakrama, where should yoga abhyasa will start? Will start only by inquiring the source of I thought. Okay? Aham vritti vilayanad aham spurtehe udayascha. This aham vritti, when it goes off, the I thought is merged. In the search of source of I thought, when I thought is inquiring, that's called who am I. So when this I first begins with ego is asking. That's what Ramana was asked. When who am I? Bhagavan, this question also is asked by ego only. He said that is correct. In the beginning it is ego. But silence it. Then niralamba aham moola vicharanam begins. There is no support of the thought. There is something called spring of the thought. Who am I? I cannot be this thought. So inquiry is not a repetition of thought. So, therefore, aham vritti vilayanad aham spurti udayascha yoga sadhanasya parisamapti rupa siddhischa bhavati. So, what is the yoga sadhana samapti parisamapti? Conclusion of yoga sadhana. Conclusion of yoga sadhana is in discovering the source of I thought. Where the yoga sadhana should begin with the inquiry of the source of I thought. So sadhana begins there only and sadhana ends there only. Therefore, the great this is a supreme yoga. Entire prakriya of Vedanta process, upasana karo, sravana karo, manana karo, nididhyasana, these are all only when compared to Ramana Maharshi Marga, there are very low margas. Low marga in the sense is required for different people. Bhagavan never denied them. He said that is not going to give you the direct thing. You have to ultimately come back to aham vichara only. Because I has to be dissolved. You I ko rakhe, whatever sadhana you do, it is not going to be useful. It is delusive. So, moreover, the I becomes stronger and stronger. मैंने 1 करोड़ जप कर लिया, मैंने रामचरित पास रोज करता हूँ, राम रक्षा स्तोत्र 25 साल से पढ़ रही हूँ, ये तो जप मैं 25 साल से कर रहा हूँ, रुद्राभिषेकम 40 साल से कर रहा हूँ. This I, becoming stronger and thicker and mota. And fattening the I is considered as siddhi in us. एवं साधनस्य सिद्धेश्च एकमेव स्थानं भवति तच्च हृदयमिति भगवतो महर्षेः आशयः. That is the Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, that is the Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's thought. That is the view of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. So there is only one place for both practice and siddhi accomplishment. That is the enquiry of the I thought. Okay? But then, Tantra Shastra speaks about Anahata Chakram and this and that. Now, this is a huge description is there. I am not going into all that thoughts because it will be confusing for you. Kim tarhi Tantra Shastra prasiddham yoga marginam viditam hrudayatvenakyatam anahata chakram kevalam kalpanikam anatma vidbihi eva अनात्मविद्भिः एव उदितं निरसनीयम् इति चेत् न योगभिः उपास्यत्वेन भेद्यत्वेन च प्रतिपादितानां षण्णां चक्राणां मध्ये मध्यमाख्य सूक्ष्मवाक्स्थानम् अनाहतं हृदयम् इति उक्तमपि तद्वर्णन उपासन फलश्रवणादौ आत्मस्फूर्तिस्थानात् हृदयात् अन्यद् एव इति विचारधियां विस्पष्टं भवेत् तथा च उक्तं षट्चक्र निरूपणे 22 श्लोके. Now, I'll give you essence. I'll give you because I'll not more. This becomes too heavy a subject. Now, see. Then why is it Atma, the thought of Anahata Chakram, which is said by the Yoga Shastra, Tantra Shastras, are they to be discarded completely? No. They are not to be discarded. They are speaking about, I'll give an example first. Seeker's journey is from the gross to subtle, subtle to subtler, subtler to subtlest, and the subtlest to the original, the pure self. So journey is gross to subtle. and subtler, then subtlest, then drop all this, ultimately realize the truth. In this journey, highly qualified people, they can directly plunge into the path shown by Ramana Maharshi, highly purified, capable, qualified, focused, integrated. No vasanas are exhausted in them. They can take a deep plunge into Atma Vichara. Who am I? That too, Niralamba Ahammula Vicharanam, they can take up. First, that's what highly qualified. Those who are not that high but little subtler, they become subtler and subtlest. That subtler they are in grasping ideas. They are moving towards subtlest. From there, going to that discovery of true self. For them, this some kind of alambanam, support is given in Yoga Shastras. So, Yoga Sadhana on the Yoga Chakras, Dhyanam is not easy, because for that also you need very, very subtle visualization, focus, capacity to hold your mind. Patanjali Maharshi mentions about various places of meditation within the body or within the chakras, within so many things. So, they are all training us to become subtler to subtlest. Very deep it is, very deep, no doubt about it. So, they are actually taking us from the grossest to subtlest and beyond. Subtlest, I am not calling it as Atmana subtlest. Here I would mean the subtlest, whatever it is there. The adhishtanam of that is, I am calling it as subtler than the subtlest. Sukshmat sukshmataram, sukshmatvam, sukshmatamam, sukshma, sukshmatara, sukshmatamam. So, sukshmatamapi, sukshmam. That Paramatma. Now, here what is happening, when a qualified person for Yoga Shastra, he is able to hold the mind in deeper things. He is able to visualize these chakras inside and practice Yoga Sadhana. There in Anahata, so because the chakras are what? Mooladhara is Prithvi Tattva, Swadhisthana is Jala Tattva, Manipura is Agni Tattva, and what you call the Anahatam is Vayu Tattva. Therefore, Arjuna says Vayoriva Sudushkaram. Because Hridayam, where the place of the mind and intellect is called Hridayam, the heart is the place, source of all thoughts. Therefore, that Vayu Mandalam, therefore Vayoriva Sudushkaram, because Anahata Chakram is all surrounded by this Vayu of various vasanas, Vayu of various thoughts. They don't let you enter into. But Hridayam, Anahata Chakram is, why Anahata? There is called the sound, Dhvani is born there. Anahata Dhvani. But that Dhvani is not the art. That Dhvani is only to focus. It is a kalpana. Kalpana, it is only to focus again, to focus the mind, but to take beyond that. Therefore, this is only to step by step the sadhanas are given, but that if you stuck up there, thinking that is I have reached, I am listening to Anahata Dhvani, but who is listening? If somebody goes to ask Ramana Maharshi and says, I am listening Anahata Dhvani, okay bhaiya, but who are the listener? Who is the listener? Find out that. So you may be qualified to inquire because you have reached that subtle buddhi, subtle intellect and all. Already the knower is different from the known. Known is sound dhvani and you are listening. What kind of realization it is? It is nowhere. Therefore, whatever you see, it is only a sort of encouragement, but that is not Paramatma. Light dikh gaya, color dikh gaya, roop dikh gaya, rang dikh gaya. It's okay. Fine. Instead of seeing Ravana and Kumbhakarna, you are seeing some light. That's okay. Instead of seeing all jealousies, hatred in others, you are seeing something divine. Okay, fantastic. Okay, that's fine. But who is a seer? They're all delusion. Ultimately, from the standpoint of the truth, they're all not real. As much illusory as this world is. This world is actually not real. That also an illusion only. You hold on to that slowly and go. That's okay, help facilitates. Therefore, Anahata Chakra Sadhana is not denied, but in the conclusion, in this commentary, very clearly says, the fruits of Anahata Dhyanam is totally different from the meditating on Hrudayam as mentioned by Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi as a source of I thought. If Anahata Chakram is taken as a heart and meditating, expanding, you get some results. They are totally different from meditating on the heart as mentioned by Ramana Maharshi, which is the source of I thought. That is the conclusion of the entire lot of commentary. Dene ke baad. He quotes Shastras, the Tantra Shastra, then so many Upanishads, mantras, and this and that ultimately. So, it is like it may not be perfect example here. At the same time, it is only to convey some idea. That when I said grosser to subtlest, how do we go journey? This is called Chandrashakha Nyayam in our Upanishads. Chandrashakha Nyayam. One Nyayam. There are so many prakriyas are there in Vedanta prakriyas. One Nyaya, in a thick jungle, in the night, but full moon day. Because thick jungle, I am unable to see the moon. Somebody want to show me the moon. No, I cannot see the moon. कहाँ है कहाँ दिख नहीं रहा है पेड़ों के पीछे है छुप गए. I cannot see the moon. Then what he will say? Okay. Look at my index finger. मैं जहाँ दिखा रहा हूँ, you also move. And I showed the finger moved. To one corner I take. Corner means one side direction. Now, एक आंख से मेरे उंगली को और देखो and see which tree is pointing out. Can you find out that tree in the thick jungle? Oh, that tree I found out. Very good. अभी उसको क्या काम कर? उसी को पकड़ो, खोना नहीं. अच्छा, पकड़ के रखा? हाँ रखा. माने मन में. Don't lose the focus. But I'll ask you, did you see the big burrow in the tree? थोड़ा दिख रहा है कुछ? I mean, रात में दिखता भी कुछ नहीं, but at least because of moonlight, something somewhere coming. So can you see? Yes, I can. Something feel like. Okay. Now, go up the trunk. Okay. How many branches are there? Oh, so many branches. Okay. Now, one branch I will take you. The first, second, right side से count करो. Third branch ले लो. बड़ा मोटा है. उसके ऊपर बैठ जाओ. Then ऊपर चलो. Then sub branch is there. That हो गया वहाँ पे left side second one. Okay. From there again travel. Okay. Then again there are two small branches. Yes. उसके बीच में देखो कुछ light आ रहा है. That is moon. It is called Chandrashakha Nyayam. But to show that directly the moon I cannot show because this fellow is not seeing. So उसको पहला trunk branch उठ के ऊपर उठा के. So I made his vision subtler and subtler. So thus all the Yoga Shastras make you extremely subtle and one day the truth will be revealed. Because Yoga Shastras mein in the Suddhi takes place. Defilements are thrown out. For each chakra is impure. Why? The impurities in the chakras are actually rooted in the mind. So they can be seen in chakras. Like just as what is in the desktop is only reflecting what is in the hard disk. So what is in the hard disk is shown for you only on desktop. But the file is exactly not on desktop. Even desktop is smashed, the file is not spoiled. File is in hard disk, not on desktop. But desktop, I can see, I can infer what kind of contents are there in the hard disk. Similarly, chakras are only pointing out to us what exactly is inside us. And if I want to delete a file, I don't have to go directly to hard disk. I cannot remove that particular byte. It is too subtle. What I do then? I can only delete a sentence here in my Word document or Excel sheet or PowerPoint, whatever it is. Automatically, that hard disk is get deleted. The file deleted from the hard disk. Similarly, when I contemplate on with the Guru's help through Tantra Sadhana, the meditations on certain specific meditations are there, linked to Kriya Yoga. The breath is there. So each type of breath, each focus on one particular chakra, and then particular defilement in the chakra is focused upon. And that defilement for 1 day or 1 week, the Guru says, you work on this defilement. In this Mooladhara chakra, this defilement. So every chakra holds a particular defilements. So that is a big subject it is. So I am not supposed to talk, but these details are not available in the books also. You cannot read a book and understand. Because these are not mentioned. In fact, when you read certain things, read means when you are revealed to certain truths to you, you will be surprised how these defilements also affect the different parts of the body and how diseases are linked. Although this complex subject it is. But idea is I have to go from grosser to subtler, subtler to subtlest. But so, when if you are unable to do this path, you are unfit for Ramana Maharshi's path. No, when I close my eyes, so many thoughts are there. So Bhagavan says, doesn't matter. But still everybody is capable. Bhagavan says, practice it. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ke baad, you will know. There is eye throbbing. Focus. In the midst of all the jungle of thoughts that arise, there is eye thought. Focus on that. And then what is it from the emerging it out? Learn. Slowly purify. So the Ramana Maharshi's path of inquiry also becomes intensified if we are able to purify ourselves and pursue the path of inquiry. So Anahata Chakra Sadhanam is only, but Phalitam is totally different. Results are totally different. So we conclude the results of the worship of the heart. Anahata Chakra worship in the, ultimately we conclude, he says, Tasmat iha bhagavata maharshina hridaya kohara madhya ityadau abhiprayate tadeva hrudyanta samudre. All those things are there. And Atha mastu. 1 second. So we conclude ultimately that ultimately we conclude the results of all these two, that is worship of Anahata Chakra as a heart and worshipping the source of I thought as heart, results are completely different. This is the conclusion. Therefore, evam anahata padavachya hridayasya swarupa upasti phalani atmaswarupa bhuta hridayasya swarupa upasti prakara phalebhya bhinna abhinnani eva iti siddham. Print is too small, therefore it's struggling to read. Bhinnani eva iti siddham. Therefore, this is the conclusion. Evam anahata padavachya hridayasya swarupa upasti phalani. The fruits of contemplating on the heart, considering it as anahata chakram, is different from atma swarupa bhuta hridayasya swarupa upasti. Contemplating on the hridayam as atma swarupam, the source of I thought, in palebhya, between these two fruits are bhinnani eva iti siddham. The fruits are totally different. ठीक है? तस्माद् यह भगवता महर्षिना हृदय कोहर मध्य इत्यादो अभिप्रेयते. Therefore, Bhagavan Maharishi Hridaya Koharam means he is not talking of Anahata Chakram. He is talking about the source of I thought. So, therefore, this is the thing. Now, Next question, next sloka speaks about what is that? What is Hridayam? It is other than that, the physical heart. So some other thoughts are coming that we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.